Well, I haven't done a whole lot of updates on this because, I've just been kind of blowing and going and getting stuff done 10-15 minutes at a time. But as you can see, my hair is kind of crazy. But we are starting to sand the roof. Still got a little ways to go on that. Getting that down to bare metal. I've got my roof piece cut. I just took a piece, roughly measured it, and then I just kind of held it up there, drew lines until I got the shape that I wanted. And then we'll take some construction adhesive and put it on there. And then I got to find some 2x4s. I'm going to cut some 2x4s, and I've got a couple like old vehicle scissor jacks that I'm going to use to jack it up into place. And yeah, that'll be that. So what's nice is I got the box into the final position, and it like perfectly lines up with this cross brace right here. Once I pulled the headliner down, you can see I just cut the headliner. I'm leaving it. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna cover this probably in 2 layers because I measured this and it's almost exactly 1.5 inches. So I'm probably gonna do 2 layers of 3/4 birch, and then I'm just gonna kind of figure out where I want to go from there. I'm thinking about coming off here with a small piece and just tying it in. I don't want to go 3 layers deep on the roof. Just seems like kind of a waste. So I'm thinking about coming off here with like a single small piece with maybe like a 45-degree angle on it just to tie this in. You'll see what I'm talking about once I get it done. But these over here on the sides, I'm going to sand those down. I'm going to cut a couple pieces to go right there. I'm just going to put kind of a piece right here. We'll kerf it on the back side, that way it bends a little bit. And then I'm probably just going to take some Great Stuff foam and fill all of this with Great Stuff. Once I have that piece up there, I'm going to leave like a little hole back here somewhere where I can shoot Great Stuff up in here and fill all that with some foam. And yeah, we're just slowly piecing it together. Of course, we got to have one piece right here for the windshield, this brace right here on the windshield. I'm going to try to take a hammer and beat like a lot of these corners flat, and then hopefully we'll have a pretty flat run across there. And again, I'll just have to take a piece and kind of I don't know if I'll take cardboard and cut it out using a cardboard stencil, or if I'll just kind of do like what I did with this. I'll probably use a cardboard stencil on that just to make it look better. But again, that's 1.5 inches round about it. So it should be nice just to be able to tie right into my 2 layers that I'm doing on the roof. So yeah, that's basically it. We got to get 2 layers on here. We're going to get 1 layer on this brace, 1 layer on this brace, and 1 layer on the side braces. And I think we pretty much should be about done on that. And then from there, we may take some fiberglass and do some filling, some of that fiberglass matte or the fiberglass like putty that they have, the fiberglass infused Bondo. And, we'll fill in a lot of the little gaps and stuff and smooth it all out. But it should look pretty good, so we're going to keep on keeping on. It's been a while since I did an update video. I just haven't been doing very much. Like, I've been working out here almost every day, but like everything I'm down to is just taking an extremely long amount of time. So, I mean, I think last time you guys saw, I've got the front port all taped off, but I'm not sure when the last time you saw this was. I've been piecing together the wood roof. It's the ugliest wood roof ever, but you know what? It's working. So, it's there. I'm going to kind of take my saw on all these like rough edges right here. I'm going to take my, what do you call that thing? A flap disc. I'm going to take a flap disc and go along all this and smooth it out to these side pieces. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's ugly. Everything's super solid, though. I ended up kerfing these pieces just because I couldn't quite get the wood to bend. So I ended up kerfing them this way and this way. And then I just filled the whole back side up with construction adhesive and screwed them in. It's not going to look terrible, especially since I'm painting everything flat black when it's done. Once everything's sanded and bondoed and everything, I think it'll look pretty good. But I did get this piece in. And I got these 2 side pieces in, which these were the most important pieces because it allowed me to start sealing off the front of the box. So now we're just taking some cardboard that I have all taped together, and we're just slowly making some templates. What I like to do is, like I did this piece, it cut right here, and then there's another cut on that side of the box. And I just held it up to the back side of this wood, and then I traced it with my ink pen all the way across. I went to my table saw and just cut it with the table saw right along my little mark. And then like this little piece right here, I just did this little funky angle piece to get these angles and everything. I just start holding cardboard up there and holding rulers up there. And I just hold it to it and then, take something like this piece of wood. And all I did was take this piece of wood and hold it up to that angle right there. And I just traced it on my cardboard. And that's about it, y'all. It's just piecing it all together, especially since everything, when I'm doing jobs like this, I mean, the sides of the vehicle weren't symmetrical. Like the pieces I was having to put in, the braces aren't symmetrical from driver to passenger, so I'm just having to kind of piece it together as I go. And it makes it so much easier when you just use cardboard like this and just make yourself a template. And then you can cut a piece of wood out, and then just sand and sand and sand till it just perfectly fits in there. And then, yeah, so, you know, I've never done a wall like this before because I've never had the wood roof with the wall. But it's working so far. So I think I'm going to have a nice little template piece. So we're going to do this other side, this little ear right here that follows this line and then the line of the box. Because I had two different angles. I mean, obviously this is a different angle than this is. So I'm going to do that other little piece right over there that's missing. And I'm planning on cutting all the way down to the corner of the box to right here and cutting that all as one trim piece that'll go in on top. And then I'm going to have two side trim pieces for the, I can't really show y'all right now because the seat's in the way. But this side over here, I want to do a birch piece as well that goes all the way down to the floor and just slots right up in here and then follows the curve of this. I thought about taking these off and redoing them with wood, but it's going to have a curve anyway. And there's like a metal brace that's right behind this. So that's all super solid. And I just didn't really see any reason to pull this out and make it wood. So that's something I can always do later if I want to. You can just see I have it screwed into the wood to make it as flush as possible. I'm just going to take my sander and sand out that edge of the plastic. That way it kind of makes a smooth transition. And like I said, I'll have all sorts of stuff to fill, like these little holes in here and stuff. I'll probably end up buying some fiberglass and just stuffing fiberglass mat and all that and just filling up all the holes and stuff. But that doesn't matter because it'll be sealed. So we have a show, not this upcoming weekend, but the one after that. So that's what I'm trying to make. And so that's why I'm kind of in a rush to get the box sealed off. We have 90 amp hours of sodium coming in the next few days. And I want to have the amps ready to go by the time that gets here. Because all my AGM batteries I was going to run are mostly gone. They're dead. I went to test them and somewhere in the last 3-4 months, most of them have died. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So we ordered sodium. We have sodium coming. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on this and I'll show you the result when I get it all transferred over to the wood once the template's done. There you go. Alright, y'all, I don't know how good this is going to show up, but that's kind of what I ended up with. The side pieces, like I said, I've got some little gaps where I kind of goofed a little bit. I almost pulled out. These are the rear handle. Get the camera angle right. These are the rear handles that you can see peeking through right there. And I almost removed those, but it was going to cut into the box a little bit, and that was going to be awkward to fill. Like I said, I'll probably take some fiberglass and fill in those little areas and then Bondo over it. You'll never even know it's there, but there you go. It's kind of hard to show the surround right now, but that's kind of what we're dealing with. We still got to do turn the camera around here, open my little shutter. There we go. I've got to deal with the bottom now. That'll be the last piece that I kind of have to do. Once that's sealed up, it'll be all pretty much. My nose is running again. I was cutting without my mask, but yeah. Won't let me go to 0.5 since I'm using my flashlight. There we go. There it will. Get a wide angle on it. But you can see all the cuts ain't perfect, but they're very, very close. I'm really thinking about not gluing this in. I'm really thinking about taking silicone and siliconing all that in case for whatever reason I need to pull that back out in case I wanted to redo something. I don't know that I will. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to glue all that in or what. I'll probably end up gluing it. But all this press fits in. I have to take a mallet and beat all of that in, but that's all really pressed in there. That's the reason I really considered just putting some silicone on it and then just press fit it all in place. But with me filling all this and stuff with fiberglass, it's going to kind of all make it one piece anyway, so I'll probably just use my little gap filler construction adhesive and fill it all in. But she's coming together. I did all of this in one day, in one night, so I did pretty good. But I'm going to go in and probably lay my body down early and hit it all again tomorrow.